Those days sucked. I don't miss them at all. Things broke for unknown reason, and it affects unknown systems. And then the swarm of emails saying, oh, this small problem I have definitely has to deal with all the problems you're dealing with right now. And then you run it up the chain, and then they go, no, it has nothing to do with that.
He found his way a path of Narcos steps.
One day he will run up them and be a brave ranger of Gondor.
Or cobblesmith, or musician.
Yes, he will protect Gondor with the flute.
Alright. We got Final Fantasy on the back end. Get to it when we can. But for now, we're just gonna play Shadows of Mordor. Every time, man. Every time they do a deployment. Problems. Your death has been avenged by Frank Blaine. Alright. Hunting partners. Alright, yeah, let's go hang out with the dwarf. That'll put me in a good mood after this foobar morning. Worst case scenario, we make up for Final Fantasy Friday next Friday. I didn't play it at all. I had no, like, I barely have any interest in normal PUBG, let alone, like, Fortnite's knockoff version.
Hope you're not put off by my wee scars.
No, not at all. I actually have a few of my own.
Oh, I'll bet. What type of battle scars did you get from the Black Gate, eh? Splinters? Oh, or did you scar your voice telling your soldiers to head into battle?
Tread lightly. My scars run very deep.
The mighty Graug. You give me these. And he also took my hunting partner.
So, what now?
Well, another lesson for you, my captain. Maybe you'll even come out of this one unscarred.
So, what backward lesson do you have planned this time, eh? Shooting Crabane to prepare us for the mighty Graug?
You want to hunt Graug? Then so you shall. But not just any Graug. This is a rare one. It's territorial. Strong enough to claim land as its own. And you and me, we're trespassing. Tell me, Captain, you ever slay a Graug before?
Today will be the first of many.
Now you're talking like a hunter. I've got a feeling in my gut you may survive this, Captain.
Well, since that's the largest part of you, I like those odds. So I assume you have a plan to kill this Graug?
I do, Captain. And since you're so good at taking orders, I'll tell you how, step by step. Step 1, when he's crunching on an Uruk, sneak up behind the giant beast and bleed the bastard's ankle.
But why not his throat?
There is one place Graugs aren't covered in spiky scales. They don't call a weakness a Graug's heel for nothing.
You want me to sidle up to this beast?
If you can manage it without being crushed, yes. There it goes! What a fine, fine specimen.
And it'll meet a fine end.
Okay, hold right trigger to sneak up behind an unaware Grog and press X. And the Grog will cause massive damage and attract Caragors.
Step 2, Captain. The blood will attract Caragors. Jump on one before she jumps on you. Your speed will now match the ground. Get her to chase you. I'll be waiting.
That will be quite a ride. I need a Caragor for speed.
Oh, this is it.
I'll distract him using my wildly shot. For you, Captain, shoot him in the head.
Sounds easy enough.
Right, our Captain. When I was a wee boy and my beard was only 3 inches long.
Toxic Lily, what up, girl? Toxic Lily, I fucked up. I forgot today was Friday. I wasn't ready. I don't have Final Fantasy IV ready.
Over here.
Been a bad morning already.
Like a walk for dessert. We're a sweet little morsel. If you can get me in your mouth before I drop you with my hammer. Hey, come and get me! Yeah, that's right! Get me! Bet you can't! Oh, so close! Come on, you can do better than that!
Not working. Oh.
Over here! Look at me, you filthy animal! That's right! Your mama makes it with giant spiders! Step 3. Shoot it in the head!
I had been doing that.
Look here! Aren't you an ugly one? Your face is burning my brain, you ugly bugger!
There we go. I just...
What's step 4?
There is no step 4! It should be dead! You must have done it wrong!
I'm following your orders!
Well, that's your problem! Think for yourself!
Alright, you've gained the ability to mount a stunned grog. Alright.
I have an idea.
What are you doing? You can't ride a crowd!
Oh, that was close.
That's a hunter!
Whee!
You'll never get away! Ah, dog hunting tactics.
Let's go, Grog.
Your life ends with the sting of my blade.
Okay, how do we kill the Grog? Right trigger and kill mount.
Say, it's a wee bit unusual to ride a Grog.
Nothing like a little improvising, eh?
All right, Captain. That's it. You showed instinct, gumption, respect. Training's over. Got guts. Let's go spill some, eh?
Yay!
Darkness of Mordor doesn't seem to touch that dwarf.
The 7 rings of power did not turn the dwarf kings to wraiths, as the 9 rings did to man. They are as stubborn as stone and cannot be dominated by evil. That is why Sauron has sworn to destroy them.
Dwarves. Pretty fucking cool. Is just a Grog chilling there? What's going on?
They deserve to die.
Okay, 3 Uruks thrown over ledges.
You know, I almost got set on fire the other day.
You should have drunk less grog and watched where you was going.
It wasn't the grog, it was them archers. The Dark Lord is inside every
Burn down the camp.
You insult him, you insult all at once now.
I'm gonna use you for intel. Grab this.
Say it again. Give me one good reason, prisoner. I'll tear you in half. Think the Dark Lord is funny, do you, slave? Think he can't hurt you? I'm here. I can hurt you.
The Gravewalker may give you hope, prisoner, but the Dark Lord will come for you all.
Alright,
I
there we
think
go.
something just moved.
You insult all of us. Got it?
Someone's killed him.
Those prisoners
What
are
are the
ahead.
filthy
They're close to death.
Get him!
Nice. Alright.
Stay there!
His head off.
Oh. Nice kills. Oops. Fell on my sword. Stop stabbing yourself. Stop stabbing.
Say it again. Give me one good reason.
Thank you.
Think the Dark Lord is funny, do you, slave?
Hey, over here.
Think he can't hurt you?
Oh, you're all very lucky.
Die, worm!
You've got to save us.
I saved everybody else. Just you left. You're good.
Where's that Dark Lord now? Modern creatures deserve everything you give them. Thank you, Ranger.
Yeah, he is very lucky. He just died from falling instead of dying to being exploded into fire. I consider that a win. For an orc. For an orc. More health! Alright, let's check some deep lore on Horned Graug. Horned Graugs are rare. They grow 20 feet in height. Few of these monsters currently exist in the wild, and fewer still roam freely in Mordor. They are feared above all other beasts in Mordor, for their size, strength, and ferocity. Bringing one of these giants down requires a supreme effort, if indeed it is possible at all, as they are extraordinarily hardy and resistant to all manner of weapons. Their might enables them to claim Mordor's dark, dank, fetid caves as lairs, and they defend these with a single-minded, vicious fury. But you know, you can just ride them if you want.
Did you hear that?
What am I thinking about? What am I thinking about? What am I... Oh, I was gonna do this. So... Reiklin, you're gonna find this funny. We're back to one continuity offense. And I'm not even 100% sure now on this continuity offense. I don't even feel 100% accurate about it. Sorry, I found text in Return of the King appendices that actually puts Uruk-hai in Mordor in mass during the time frame that would take place for Shadows of Mordor. There was 2 offenses. And we thought one of the offenses was that the Uruk-hai weren't created until Saruman created them in 2 Towers. But there's more than one kind of Uruk-hai. There was the Uruk-hai that Sauron made, which is what we're fighting here, and then the special... Now these are Uruk-hai, which are like specially bred orcs with magic infusion. But they're mostly using the corpses of elves and some humans that are Easternlings. Saruman's Uruk-hai were like goblin-human hybrids, and the humans he was using was the Mountain Men, the Northernlings. So Yes, Urukais existed. So here's my point, right? My whole complaint, the whole reason I'm doing this is because I forget who it was. Somebody was like, no, dude, Shadows of Mordor does not work, even in your headcanon. You have to accept that Shadows of Mordor is as offensive to the lore of Lord of the Rings as Shadows of War is going to be. And I was like, I just don't remember. I remember them putting a lot of loving care into this game, and storyline not really fucking too much with Lord of the Rings storyline. And that's coming true, and I'm mad about it, because I need this game to be decannoned. I need this game to be decannoned, and it's not. Every single thing they do, like the Nurnin were totally a thing. All this shit they did their research on, which just goes back to why I'm mad at Shadows of War. It's because they took the effort and love to make this game work in the continuity very well. And then they're just fucking having a fucking Hog's Day with Shadows of War. Which I guess ain't that bad. I guess the way I could think about it is that this game does fit within the timeline, but Shadows of War is this what-if story branching off from this point, not branching off from the books. But yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. But for it to be a direct sequel where shit from this game can't exist in that one, still a bit of a bummer.
Warriors deserve more than they get.
What am I hunting right now? Kill 3 Caragors.
Got this one off again? What do you think we can get away with? That Caragor's huge! Taste steel!
Yeah, I think they could have done it again. Like,
Wait! I smell something.
at the same time, though, Shadows of War still has a chance to do what this game does as far as continuity offenses in my mind. So, like, some people, the way that a lot of the like diehard Lord of the Rings nerds out there consider continuity offenses is if Tolkien didn't say it, you can't create it. So, like, Caragor pissed them off. Grogs pissed them off. Ghouls pissed them off because Tolkien never said those things existed. You can't just make them in the world. But I'm okay with it so long as, like, you're not saying X and that completely overrides what was in the original text. And everything in Shadows of Mordor so far, with the exception of Sauron's gear surviving, has worked and doesn't offend anything that exists in the world. Like the Caragors, you could just say they live in Mordor, and the reason why you never hear about them in Lord of the Rings is because they're a species exclusive to Mordor, and people don't. There's not a lot of text about being in Mordor. And by the time the hobbits get into Mordor, who's to say the Caragors weren't hunted to extinction?
Great Walker mocks us all. Make him pay our side.
Like, everything can work because it doesn't offend anything. And technically, Shadows of Mordor doesn't either. Shadows of Mordor doesn't either. Never in the text did they say Shelob can't turn into a human. They just never said that she did. But they said Ungoliant did it all the time, and Shelob's a spawn of Ungoliant. So her turning into a human's not that far-fetched. And they never said the Entwives died. They said they were lost. So finding the Entwives in Shadows of War... And they never said, like, the Entwives were lost, and definitely not anywhere close to Mordor is where we lost them. We definitely lost them really far away from there. They didn't say that. So, like, even though they're being quite brave with the shit that they're doing in Shadows of War, they're still not really going in and saying anything that was written in the books is no longer true, or they didn't realize that they said that you know, they didn't make a mistake there, you know? They're just a lot more bold with what they're doing to the lore now. Yeah, they could have just not seen the character, yeah. They're still saying the game would fit in the canon. I mean, we'll be the test of it. I will go through that game with a fine-tooth comb like I'm doing this one. How we're checking every single fucking artifact, and how we're Googling. Like, when they introduced the Queen of the Nerds, Chat and I sat here for like 20 minutes researching the Nornean Sea and shit, and all of it was true. All of it worked. So these complaints that I've been reading online and getting in my chat about how Shadows of Mordor is actually this massive offense to the lore, it's not true. I'm not seeing it. I'm trying to see it very hard. Not seeing it. Medallion half 2, these the two trees of Valinor. The elves of Aragon crafted wonderful medallions, tokens they carried into battle for inspiration and to remind themselves of their history. This particular artifact, representing the fabled two trees of Valinor, appears to have been split by a particularly wicked blade wielded by a powerful foe. Its missing half may have been carried off to a distant.
I'm sorry. His wound was too great. I had thought...
You stayed with him. It is enough.
Here. He'll probably want you to have it. It's broken, but...
No, human. You keep it. These are ancient things, those trees. We watch them wither and die with the cold, but always they return. We see strength in their roots, and hope as they stretch into the light. Let this token remind you of the elf you tried to save, of the bond between your people and mine.
See, they even got that right, man. They did their research. And then the extra stuff that they've added in here about the two blue Astari
Not the first alliance of
was
men and
amazing.
elves to challenge Sauron within Mordor.
No, but we shall be the last. In victory or defeat, my people will diminish.
Why did elves start to diminish again? There is... The magic was leaving the land. If I remember correctly. Every time you... True. Because of diminishing returns. After the destruction of the One Ring, the powerful of the three of the elves would also end, and the age of men would begin. Elves that remained in Middle-earth were doomed to a slow decline until, in the words of Galadriel, they faded and became a rustic folk of dell and cave, and were greatly diminished from their ancient power and nobility, while the power of the remaining Noldor would be immediately lessened. The fading of all elven kind was a phenomenon that would play out over hundreds or even thousands of years until, in fact, our own times, occasional glimpses of rustic elves would fuel our folk tales and fantasies. So, the doom of the elves is to be immortal, to love the beauty of the world, to bring it to full flower. That's a weird phrase. Fucking Tolkien. With their gifts of delicacy and perfection to last while it lasts. Never leaving it even when slain, but returning. And yet, when the followers come to teach them and make way for them to fade. Oh, dude, this guy wrote a fucking, like, essay about it. Short answer in 2 parts. Men grew in population and were dominant where the elves were not present. Whereas elves who lived for as long as they were not killed did not rush to have many children. Many elves left Middle Earth to go to the Undying Lands. It's basically their culture was dying in Middle Earth. They were diminishing. They were becoming weaker. Not just in power, but like in people. Elves were decreasing in number. Each left Middle Earth to an island that was reserved for the elves as a place to live forever in peace, referred to as the Undying Land. So part of what the elves are, though, is they're just trying to get the fuck out of there, pretty much. So, I mean, what the elves were created for, though, Iluvatar, well, I don't know if it was Iluvatar, but when they created the elves were sent to jumpstart the land, and there was some magic put into the land. And they were sent there just to jumpstart it and get it started, and then humans were supposed to live on that piece of land. And the magic slowly fades over time, and after they got started, the majority of the elves left. That's why elves are like a lesser seen race in Middle-earth. They're not very common. Because most of them went to the Undying Lands, which was like a reward made for the elves by the gods for them to live there happily for the rest of eternity because they're immortal because of what they did to set up the lands for the humans. So the magic that was put into the land is slowly getting weaker and weaker just because it gets weaker with time. And the elves, most of them had already taken off. So the fact that like I forget his name, Glorfindel or something like that, getting names left and right. Legolas's dad, Galadriel, and Elrond. The fact that they stayed back, like, they were kind of like ships going down with the captain was the kind of thing. Like, they were staying back and making sure that all of their people were out and taken care of. And that's kind of the story between Elrond and Arwen, is he's like, I want to fucking go to the Undying Land. She's like, but I want to stay with my human. And he's like, ugh.
Torvin!
Heads up, Captain! Time to go hunting! A deadly hunter needs a deadly man.
Okay. I thought I could counter him.
You're gonna have to break it! Thought I'd keep you on your toes!
Okay, it's only when they jump. Got it. Come on, jump at me, boyo.
Oh, take your time, Captain. Maybe we'll get lucky and that Graug will die of old age.
Then I killed it. It needs to jump at me.
Deadly man. Careful. This one's ready for lunch.
Come on, jump at me so I can counter you.
Time for the hunt of a lifetime. However short that is.
I assume you know the path.
The real question is, are you ready to travel it? Whatever happens during the hunt, think, what would Torvin do? Actually, that's a good life lesson for you to follow always. I pray your training sticks. or else you'll stick to the wall once the mighty Graug hurls you there.
I'm ready to fight the Graug.
And that's just what you do. Fight! No art, no finesse. The hunt isn't about swinging and slashing, it's bigger than that.
From your perspective, dwarf, everything is bigger.
Yes,
Oh,
this
burn.
Graug is very, very big. Oh, wait, you're mocking me. Graugs are one of the oldest species of Mordor, and the deadliest by far. It's been a long time since I faced this Graug. Let us hope time wasn't as gentle to him as it was to me. My old partner and I once tracked a Graug from Mount Dolmed to Nogrod. We finally slayed it and got stuck under his leg for 2 days. Ah, those were fun times. Last time I saw the beast was when my old partner and I tracked it into his dwelling.
How did you get out alive?
Luck! The Graug knocked me senseless. When I came to, it had ended my partner. Facing that creature alone was a death sentence. I've been hunting this Graug for almost a decade. That's a lot of years of dedication to one beast.
Dedication? Or a sign you preach better than you hunt?
Oh, that's funny, Captain. I'll be sure to laugh when the beast eats you alive. The mighty Graug will be my legacy. Dwarves will tell tales of Torvin the Hunter for generations. And I'll have them throw your name in there somewhere. Whoa!
The Caragors are too quiet. I don't think the Graug is home.
Then we go in and we wait.
Ambush? How military. I like it.
It's an axe.
It's just as sharp as the day our father made it.
Aye, that's right. Remember me? Oh, Captain, what are you waiting for? The Red Corner!
Sounds good, Reichland. Some rest, bud.
And now has fallen. History repeats itself.
Let's just do as Torvin said. Rule number 1. Never mind, we improvise. It's too strong. I must attack from afar. A shot to the skull will disorient him.
Oh, ghouls? Great. Oh man. I have no fucking energy.
Embrace the light.
Oh, he spit on me. Give me more elf shot. Come on, charge me.
Now I shall finish this hunt. I think he's dead.
Well, that's what I call beast hunting, eh?
Indeed, indeed.
Next time I'm not gonna let you have all the fun.
Oh, no, no. This is the last time. I have other prey to pursue.
Well, you need help on your journey, so what do you say? We put some
No,
shadows...
Torvin. I have to do this on my own.
If you survive, come to the Blue Mountains, eh? And lots of friends there will drink until their kegs run dry.
I've seen how much a dwarf can drink. I do hope our paths cross again.
Right. Now how do I get you out of here?
Good hunting, Torvin.
Here to join me on my watch?
I did not want to leave my husband alone. Though, if you want, I can climb up Carcoast and call to you from tower to tower.
Stay with me, my heart. We will watch the sunrise.
Boop boop doop boop 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 doop doop boop doop boop. For
I
my
hope that
brother.
Torvin finds his way home now that his hunt is over.
The legends tell of a grog towering over all others, a 30-foot tall monstrosity whose shadow covers half of Mordor and can grasp an entire forest in its fist. Perhaps, as those who speak of it have suggested, this is no monster but a demon of stone and fire, a Balrog given flesh. If such a monster exists, it would be a magnificent prize for the Uruk war chiefs gathering in Mordor. The Dark Lord knows of its existence and plans to harness it for his armies. A grog of that size turn the tide of any battle. Yeah, but we just killed it, though.
He does. Then he will find his home is not as he left it.
I see it! There!
Kick. A Gondorian coin. Merchants across Middle-earth know if it's Gondorian, it's good, and they freely accept these silver pieces, known as a castar, as currency, trading them across the civilized realms, and with almost all the races of Middle-earth, this particular coin likely made its way into Mordor through the realms, primary trade route, Sea of Nirnan.
It's good. A coin of the realm. Sure, but it's the coin of Gondor's realm.
if you don't want it.
I didn't say that, Cap. What about a few less of these and a little more of that elvish cloth you brought over from Eregion?
I think we can do that.
Wealth will not save Gondor. Uruk do not care for trinkets.
Sauron will use gold to buy allies among the kingdoms of men.
Kill 4 rats. I've never even seen a rat. Pipeweed! Oh, we gotta find some pipeweed, chat. Smoke too much pip. My intention was not to shoulder check you, beast. I apologize. Super Nintendo Classic, do we have a pre-order? We do not, Toxical. I wasn't able to get in on it. It's sold out. Pretty much, the pre-orders were out immediately on Amazon and GameStop.com. I tried, though. This carved tusk commemorates the conclusion of an epic hunt. Here we see 2 dwarves. The first is wielding a mighty axe and striking a deadly blow against a giant mummock. The other, who appears to be his twin, flees from the beast in a panic. The quality of the workmanship indicates that the artist was a master craftsman under the influence of strong ale. Yeah, I'm hoping that too. I'm hoping I can get a hold of a Super Nintendo Classic pretty easily.
There, it's finished. A true masterwork. What a fine carving. The front, I etched us killing this here Mumak. And the back, our next prize, the mighty Graug. A beast like that is a hunter's legacy.
Show me the carving.
Isn't it magnificent? Such detail. Look at me striking the mighty beast. Blood everywhere.
And why am I etched running away from the Mumak in terror?
Artistic license, Brother Torvin. If you want to be the hero, I suggest next time you make the carving.
Cute.
This Torvin does not seem to know his limitations.
He is not one to wait for his fate to come to him. He rushes to meet it.
There's been a murder here.
You guys are fucking up my Caragor. Leave him alone. For how I get farther back there. Good hiding hole, human. Ooh, what is this? Like tombs? Alright, what's this challenge? To the cave? People here have them at work? Man. I want one so bad, but we didn't. I don't know how they got a pre-order, but I wasn't able to get one. But you've completed half of the legend of your bow. Azkar. Azkar has been reforged by the Wraith, and the tale has been inscribed upon its limbs. Complete the bow missions to forge your legend of the Deal 1, Toxically. Punch him in the face and run away with the Super Nintendo. Why would they bring it to work? How cocky.
should have jumped out on me from up high, keeping my eyes peeled.
Where's sword? Alright, let's kill 3 Urus.
You get away with that dead wanting. You took meat from my plate. You want meat? You should have been born an Urus. I'm hungry, slave. My dinner is in your belly. Maybe I'll just cut it out. I don't think anything was ever. Did you hear that? Want to kill this glove? You die all the time. Thank goodness. Must have stolen someone's brawn. Must have been a goat in the underbrush.
Goat? I haven't seen a goat this whole game.
Beg me for mercy. Someone's sneaking about. Did you hear that? I suppose it was my imagination. Squeal and beg, you little strong. A corpse. Wait. And it's one of us! I smell something. The killer's long gone by now. No touching order! You didn't hunt for that meat! We did! Filthy leech! What was that? You pathetic little worm! Somebody sneaking around?
Yep, me.
Don't stop fighting, Ranger. Wait.
Thank you, Ranger.
I see him! Get behind him!
Raid leader.
You can't kill us!
good.
I just want it to end. Please help.
God, this combat is just so much fucking fun.
Yeah. Thank you for freeing us. I'm still so hungry.
Ronk.
Ronk.
There's something about him that can drive the bravest of Buddha out of battle. Him for fear.
Check out this artifact. Coded journal entry number 2. Clever, most clever. This note written on parchment seems to have been written with a previously heretofore undiscovered code. Appears to be neither a skip nor a substitution code. Could it be that the note is scorcelled?
I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it. But the orcs here have an ally in the stinking flies. Mordor has its share of stiffs, and I had thought the flies were just getting their fill. But they're moving and attacking like one. Like they got a brain. I've tried to avoid them. They build nests everywhere, and you can hear them buzzing all the time. The orcs here seem to worsen the pests. Except, of course, when getting stung by them, the orcs say they're spies. And who are they spying for? They aren't yours, are they?
There are other forces in Mordor besides ourselves and Sauron.
Yes, these are the spies of Kurunir.
Oh.
I do love a good stomping. It's time for you to leave the market. Try again. Not a chance. Snatched you up!
Woo! The captain you dominated is a bodyguard for a war chief. You can command him to betray his master, attempts to murder any captain, or infiltrate another war chief's personal. Ooh. Good healing there.
I don't like the sound of that.
Dog douche. Dog douche the crow.
For it now.
Nice.
Trot him! I got you! Ranger! Get in!
Damn.
None! Ranger! You're outnumbered 100 to 1. Maybe you like it that way.
Okay, can't vault over him either.
The tide rises, Let me show you how to feel. I've seen that before. This is over. Come closer. I won't hurt you. Back, you stupid chalk. Come
on, stop doing that.
You once. We will be together again, man thing, when the time is right. Get that sword!
Oh, come on. Okay. Who do you work for? Love that sound.
Everyone giving me a bother today. Oh, he's gonna gut you all just to shut you up, eh?
Alright.
Back, you maggot! Olay, Ranger!
Good.
They're gonna know my name from here to Mount Doom.
Damn. Damn. What the hell's going on today?
Queen Marwen was possessed. That wizard was using her to get to you. Using her to build an army within Mordor.
Sauron and Saruman both pursue the power of the Ringmaker. There can be only one Lord of the Rings.
Let me check on something.